Hello everyone and welcome back to Disco Elysium, where it's been a bit since I've recorded because, I'll be fully honest, I'm been a little bit annoyed. Because I really like this game, but it gets recommended to nobody because it has a bunch of copyrighted music in it, which means that every video I make gets like a copyright strike, and that throttles YouTube recommendations to an insane degree. I'm pretty sure there are people who have been following the series that just have no idea that the series is currently going on anymore, because they just haven't had recommendations. Anyway, let's take a look at our tasks. Prove your authority to Titus. I'm not interested yet. Find more Elder Cryptozoologists. We need to go across the river, but we can't do that. Interview the Wild Pines rep. I need to find where this person is. Where are they at? The Armo. Armo? Oh, I need to talk to Kuno. Ugh. Fine. We can't talk to Kuno. We can try talking to Kuno, I guess. Oh, there's someone over there. Can we talk to them? Maybe? Do we need to go outside somewhere? How do we get on the roof? Can't go onto the roof from there. So, you know what? I'm just gonna walk around a little bit. Hey, Kuno. You ever go home? Or you just hang out here forever?
A good show before. A kid came by and completely fucked the tree to pieces.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porno!
By
Lovely.
the way, kilt is a racial slur.
That's a funny response. Okay, this is such... Okay, this is just... I feel like if we are trying to get on Kuno's good side, something like this is technically the better response, but also I'm not gonna say that, so... I have some questions. Empathy. Do I level up empathy? It's real low. I want to discuss the body with you again. Where's the rest of his armor? How come?
That fucking had one thing majorly wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant.
Mutants.
You remember how he looked? Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away.
What do you mean you threw it away?
Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big.
Alright.
Kick that shit in the sea, rugby style. That shit means nothing to Kuno.
Threw it in the sea.
Yeah, that shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't
said that
give a
already.
shit about material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk.
Lovely.
You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gates. Yeah, cocky.
Oh, that guy.
You know that
I
jolly
know.
union cow fucker came around talking about cows or some shit. Came around pretending like he cares about cows.
Yes, you met him at the gates. The one
I
with the
know.
boots and the jolly smile.
The mañana.
He's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows. Trying to catch a peep at Kuno's armor.
I like how... I like how this implies that Mañana came here and thought the best way to get on Kuno's good side was to talk about cows, but also that it sounds like it might have been if Kuno believed that Mañana cared about cows.
Curious, my liege. Why did Kuno feed you this information?
You're just telling me this out of the kindness of your heart, Kuno?
Yeah, Kuno's doing charity today. Kuno Day. Kuno feels sorry for you two loser pigs. Kuno's doing pity now.
Still, seems suspicious. He may have it in for that guy. Or you may be paranoid. That is also a possibility, sire.
I'm just gonna leave. Oh, there's more contusions on his body. How about because we watched him throw rocks at him forever? Now, where the hell would I find a union rep? Hello, small girl.
Hello again, sir.
Shouldn't you be at
I do
school?
my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
Isn't school more important than
Mum
this?
says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
There is stress and unease behind these words. She's reciting etiquette.
How's business going?
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Oh.
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
Cursed in what
Cursed in
way?
a way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
Ass up.
I wouldn't really say it like that, but I guess so.
I should probably look into
We
this.
can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here.
Yes,
I do.
please do also look
Because
at our
it's
wares
haunted.
inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir.
How does this curse
It does
manifest?
not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather.
But Kim, the plasmic
such thing.
manifestations.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir?
What about the other failed
Nothing,
businesses?
really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or the cellar. I don't really know what's there.
Alright, enough about the
Maybe
curse
I
for
can find
now.
some of our-
I guess I'll go in. Check around. What you got in here? Hello, ma'am.
Welcome to
I heard your home has ghosts.
My name is Plaisance. Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
I'm not gonna ask her for money. Come on. So are you the owner of the store?
I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Oh, right. I accidentally did call her for no good reason. The girl outside mentioned that this place is cursed.
Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good for commercial activity. My business is thriving, sir.
What in God's name is she talking about?
Yara's the one standing outside the store, right?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl?
Of course, yeah.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
Yeah.
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
Turn 10. She's certainly very polite and helpful.
Precious. Her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
I'm hearing this mess. Yeah, the way you're handling her strikes me as wrong.
Mind your own business, sir. In our society, people don't get to tell each other how to raise their children. It's none of your or anyone's business.
Yeah, except you were telling me that I should raise them
It's
like
the
you.
way she copes with criticism.
Alright, let's
The
change
woman
topic.
before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid.
What do I want to buy?
Why are you
Book.
talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? See those shelves there? Go. Be drawn.
What types of books do you
Everything
have?
is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. The shelves compel you, don't they?
No.
She's smart.
We didn't talk about the case at all, so that doesn't help me, but I suspect that the books here are like, hey, you can improve skills? Hello? Am I gonna need to push from this
Small
side?
mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure.
Or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family?
Do I have friends?
Are you actually friends? Or just colleagues thrown together by circumstance?
Yes, kids, friends, checks. I have all those.
Then you're a lucky man, officer. Children are the greatest.
I don't think I have any of those.
For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
So what about all these viral things?
How's the auras there? No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all.
I
I've
see.
heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts.
Of course.
That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them though.
Lovely. I'm just looking.
The display rack
I'm
is
just
filled
looking.
with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely
Yeah.
muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyundal. Somewhat rows and rows of Hyundala men blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Hyundal and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Hyundal, Return to Hyundal. And the solipsistic Man from Hyundal and the Hyundal Man.
Good God, how many are there?
100. Man from
Oh
Hyundal
God.
and the sages at the end of the world. Man from Hyundal and the false god. Man from Hyundal and the scorched earth.
God.
Man from Hyundal, the Hyundal colonies. Man from Hyundal and the swamp beast. Man from Hyundal and the snow crab.
The snow crab. This is just a cooking book. Is that
Not
all?
even close. Man from Hyundal in hell. Man from Hyundal and the forest of slaves. Man from Hyundal under the lake.
Oh God.
Man from Hyundal, Hyundal burning. There's even the Trial of Death, a pastoral combat game book set in the world of Hyundala Man, and so much more.
Pain threshold. Do I have something equipped for pain threshold? I'm gonna level up pain threshold just for the Hyundal stuff. 58%, come on.
A twinge
Yo.
in the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching.
What is it?
Your hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular man from Hyundal in chains, kneeling in front of a staircase leading to a throne. A woman sits on the throne, leering at the man. She's laughing at him, belittling him. Between the throne and the Hyundala man lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Hyundal and the Devil Woman.
Aren't all women devil women? Hey guys. Women, am I right?
Especially those leering types who seem to wear nothing but an armored bikini.
True,
There's
true.
also some sort of a snake lizard beast slithering around her abdomen, chest, shoulder region.
Hot.
It's
I mean, huh?
symbolic of vice and sin. The display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Hyundal novels.
Okay, maybe I'll come back for the man from Hyundal, but I should, like, leave. and continue fighting the union rep. Hello, who are you? It's hello.
Hello?
Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
Shouldn't a working class woman be working?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read.
I'm a
I
policeman.
know you are.
Everyone can see that. The rectangles.
Good then. Do you need the help of policemen?
What with?
What with? A lot of things. For example, people tend to go missing.
Maybe your husband's missing.
My husband? No, he's not.
So where could he be?
I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working?
Where is this going, officer?
So what I'm hearing is you don't really know where your
Yes,
husband is.
but I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time.
Wouldn't you like to know, though?
No.
No. Yeah, suit yourself, then I don't really care if your husband's missing.
Why are we still talking about this? I haven't lost my husband.
It's got to be something else then. Why else would you be asking her if it wasn't?
Maybe your cockatoo is
I
missing.
don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here.
For
Oh.
what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get like this. It's better to indulge him at this point.
Ma'am, I'm asking about your cockatoo. Is it
I
missing?
don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what?
It's a trap. Never ever say what.
Would.
Even if I had, it wouldn't be missing.
Alright, cockatoo not missing. I just want to make sure. Alright, I know what being a cockatoo means in this instance. What's up? The book is titled Man from Heldal and the Wildfire. Oh my god, no, it's the man from Heldal is chasing me. It's following me. Hey, do you know where the Wild Pines rep is?
Stuck in the rain and a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
Do I see anything in the eyes yet?
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
I want to know about your soul.
You really are the law, aren't you? I get that being bluntly observant and inquisitive comes with the territory, but it certainly doesn't help with your conversational skills, does it?
Just like that.
Alright. I still don't know where the Wild Pines rep would be. Kind of feel like the obvious union-busting man at the front gates should know where the rep would be. But, like, okay, that's the pawn shop. Did I get anything else to sell? Maybe later if I realize that I need more money to stay at the Whirling Rags. This thing doesn't work yet, I know that. Oh, I can root through some trash, though. Fingerless gloves! Oh, shoot, the swagger? And I'm not wearing gloves yet, absolutely. Check me out. I got fingerless gloves from the trash. I look superbly homeless, which is, you know, fair enough, because I am superbly homeless, aren't I? Oh, let's go talk to Mañana about the armor. Hey, man.
What are wondering, man? How can I help you?
Kuno told me you were supposed to know about the armor.
The little boy had a good on his promise.
Promise?
Gets me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, the cops in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me
Of
right
course,
for
yeah,
being
'cause
hero
he
of
is.
his work. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes.
The probe into the armor, what did you
I
learn?
learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk union man about some armor.
Yeah.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part.
Okay, what sort of
I
technical
did
stuff?
some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia.
4 pieces of armor up for grabs then, but I already sent the boots away.
Guess you won't be collecting them all then. That's less work for you at least.
Hold up, 4 pieces. Helmet, cuirass, gauntlets, boots. What about leggings?
Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
I'm gonna find 1 piece of it. 1 is enough.
Nice and balanced. Some junior officers can take care of the rest.
Hey, Kim likes us. I got an achievement for Kim liking
Smart
us.
choice. It's only that one spot you need armor too. The one the bullet hits. Good luck if you go for those boots though. You'll have an easier time wresting the spurs off a boyadero than getting them off him.
So what, did Kuno use to scare you?
Nuisance. It's all good.
He thinks, not yet. Better to get this business out of the way. Sweeter then.
Thank you
No
for
problem.
cooperation.
If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
Do you know anything about the Hardy Boys?
Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility.
Uh-huh.
They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Eberhard's law. But really, they're just like you.
Okay, let's head back down. Talk to this big man. Maybe you can tell me something about where I can find your rep. I mean...
Work! Right to work! Shame on you!
excuse me, I had further inquiries.
Busy enough. You're going to waste less of my time.
We'll see.
The hulking man oozes stark skepticism.
Okay, never mind. I don't have any questions. I just like bothering you. Where the heck... Ooh, money. Good. Where the heck would the Union rep be? So this is the statue. Know that. That's the old lady. That's not to be bothered. And then there's nothing else down here. Union rep, Union rep, Union... Wait, is it possible that that lady that was in our... like, in the Whirling Rags... the first lady we spoke to, could she be, like, the Union rep or just someone relevant in general? Hey man, you wanna talk? No? Okay. Just gotta keep a lookout for things to look at.
The door is closed. Still no answer. Still, the lieutenant gives you a quick glance. This door can only...
Alright, fair enough. What's up?
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray. Light it up and smoke the living shit out of it.
Am I a smoker?
Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jerome.
Ooh, I'm definitely the gnome of Jeroma.
You feel like a smoker, especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub, still smoldering deliciously.
She broke it at the filter. I can't smoke
How
that.
very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette, or better yet, an entire pack. Strike that. A carton. Make sure they're all healthy and able-bodied. Then smoke them all.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
Good. Thinking about yummy cigarettes in your mouth is the next best thing. Make sure you think about juicy sticks of tobacco all the time, though. It doesn't count if it's not all the time. And when you're done thinking about them, graduate to getting them.
You see, I'm not a fan of making this mysterious man, whose name is definitely not Harry, into a smoker, but...
Plus, smoking them gives massive bonuses.
I prefer that to him being, like, addicted to cocaine. Or something. Because cocaine's more expensive. Why... How do I talk to you? Why are you on the roof? And how are you on the roof, more importantly? Very befuddling. Yeah, it's not like there's stairs that will take me up there from inside the whirling rags, are there?
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Then why are you wasting my...
Relax, I'll handle it. Anything in here? Tomatoes. Yo. Nice. Y'all got any cash laying around? What is that? Hey guys, I'm just staring at things. Alright, no, nothing here. Alright. I do think I need to basically go all the way around. Oh wait, what is this? Can I go in? No, it's locked. Boxing for young athletes, 24-hour window, Slipstream, Fortress Accidents, River Shawl, Ice City, Fabron Taxi, East Delta Pinball, empty card.
This button looks new, but somewhat.
This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
Alright. So I need to skedaddle around. Whoop, I see something. Is there gonna be Man from Helmdall? Ooh, erotica. That's good as well. Let's try and go around here. Oh, right, I need to get signatures. That's something Everard told me to do. Get signatures from people. That's an empty wall that I was gonna stare at a little bit later. Hello?
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue d'Esperance. You wait and see.
Lady, I just got here.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Don't use that tone with me. I'm the law.
Sod off, pig man.
Oh.
Law is above the law.
Anything about the murder?
No snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
He got a point.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
So you won't talk about murder, but maybe you can tell something about murder victims missing armor.
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
As an armor arts for the body?
Ugh, alright, sad piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Looked cute as hell.
Oh.
If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. Have a good time.
Got it.
Piggy, I have no idea why I just told you that. You look like a shaggy dog left in the rain for too long. I have a weakness for animals.
Keep looking off to the side. What are you looking at?
The lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms. Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features.
Oh.
The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
I see.
That on her. Someone's
Oof.
got to keep an eye on her.
Ozon is an archipelago 2 days' travel away from Rivershaw. Its moneyed residents, used to posh restaurants and upscale boutiques, rarely have reason to visit Martinez.
Is she the union rep?
Probably the Wild Pines rep.
Yo!
She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck this shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to Ozon.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Back, ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
She's obsessed with pigs. Motorcycle repair. Ooh, is that trash that I can dig through? It's locked. Wait, I have a pry bar, don't I? Tools. Can I pry this open? I didn't equip it. Hold on. There you go. Yes. Signal blue naval coats. Okay. Sure. I'm also gonna walk around with a crowbar in my hands, intimidatingly. Route is saying there's line run about north. Okay. I still feel like I should go in there eventually, but first, let me take a selfie, by which I mean go down here. Magnesium! Yo, let's go. I have so much magnesium. Oh my god. Hello, lady. Nice boat. So much bigger than this sloop, and this worth more than you'll ever learn in your life. Yeah. What's up?
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good morning, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
What does the L stand for? Loser? What gave us away?
Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
Oof.
Relax. She meant it in jest.
Yeah, let's check her
Glad
out.
to see you here.
Like steel, there is strength there. If she wanted, she could sink her nails deep into your skin.
I was
Kinky.
dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
Hey Joyce, do you like carousels?
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. This is a tactic. It happens quicker than a shooting star. But did the lieutenant just wink at you?
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
You're on a boat,
Why,
motherfucker.
yes, I am.
Not a lot of people on boats, are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
Wait, we're on archipelago?
Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
Technically, the neighboring Ozone and Fas Alamer island groups are archipelagos, while La Caillou, by contrast, is a single fertile landmass, the fourth largest island in the world. It is not an archipelago.
What he said.
Okay, if you want to get technical. The point is, we're all on islands here, and sail is still the most expedient way to get from one island to another, especially when you're in a hurry to resolve a strike.
I haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around here.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Canema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
You want to swap?
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich.
Yes, I do.
Before you do, it would be pertinent to ask other questions. Gather more info on this boat of hers.
Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cor de Lady 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
Quite. What kind of boat is it?
It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
These days, uh-huh.
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
I know, right? That's my favorites. Do you have a license?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
Pleasure
The
craft.
crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly Fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further in this.
Let's talk about the economics of this boat you're on, though.
Why? The E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class?
Precisium and class wartime, baby.
Detective, may I remind you that Mrs. Messier is a professional negotiator?
Yeah, I'm
What
fine.
does that say? Does it say docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A? 33A? This old proletarian haunt here? As I said, plenty of people drive boats of all social strata.
What was that? The reaction speed. Oh. I'm just curious if I'm wearing anything that messes my reaction speed up. Now I actually have more reaction speed from my items. I'll give it a shot.
She takes a sip.
It's gonna happen.
Okay,
Something's about to happen in here.
of course.
Nothing happens for quite a while.
You know, like...
Doesn't.
My, it's as if there's a tiny spinner on the side of his head and he's reeling thoughts out.
Except he isn't.
I'm gonna keep doing it.
Lieutenant, I truly don't understand what is happening here.
I told you his methods are unconventional.
What are we talking about anyway?
It was quite a while ago, but I think, yes, we were discussing my fast, large, ineluctably middle-class boat.
Can I try again?
My, the E word.
Detective, may I...
Then what does that 33A?
Oh, I can't do it again. Ah, that sucked. Okay. What about Wild Pines?
We do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
So what do they do?
Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things.
Uh-huh.
That is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo-tribes remain.
And who are the other ones?
Jean-Baptiste, Elysium, an unknown entity known as Brightest Star.
You're in good company, it seems. How much money you got?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
That's it? I thought Wild Pines was supposed to be big time.
And to think, there are years when the group books losses in the billions. Wild Pines employs 72,000 people, all of whom have families that depend on their salaries. It is a tremendous responsibility.
And where does Wild Pines get all these billions?
Started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when pine ships explored the South Seminese and chartered
Hold on, I had to take some drugs.
Lormont on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
Yeah, it probably helps to start out with a royal monopoly.
You know more than you let on. Certainly it helped, but most of the original Indo tribes have failed or been absorbed. To survive, Wild Pines had to grow and adapt. No suzerain did that.
And what do you want with this
Aside from
dump?
being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo.
Well, you don't keep it moving, the workers do. The company's nothing without them.
We built this district.
On rock and roll.
We. There it is. She owns up to it.
All the best parts of it. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, with its bastions. The plazas, Meteor and Mosaic. Even some of the old street lamps have been put back with the investments from the WP. Before Martinez was swallowed by the industrial harbour, even before it was part of Revachol, long before Terminal B was erected here, the Pines built it as a resort for its Revacholian employees, a company getaway, for a weekend or a summer holiday. Then came the revolution. But that's another matter. I'm here to make sure the Pines can fulfill their responsibilities to the place they built.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
And what can you tell me about this strike?
Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
Wait, what if I want to hear about trade secrets?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade and Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
I will slay such an
Good
octopus.
luck is only kept in place by the vested interests of half the civilized world, including your own.
What the ma'am means is that the Emergencies Act and the RCM both get their authority from the coalition government.
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words.
No.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike. I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Wait, she just admitted that the lynching and the strike are connected.
Yippee.
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
You mean Jean-Luc, my race mentor? He's a great teacher, a man of virtue.
Oh, so you've met him. Has he beguiled you with his inane theories?
My colleague has his peculiarities. Let's not go into this particular one just yet.
Of course. To each their own.
So anyway, the strike is connected to the lynching, huh?
Yes, I believe there is a connection. But that's a subject for later.
And how are the talks going before the lynching?
Say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
You mean you were making shit all for progress?
When did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
So what happened to Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to, how did he put it?
Blow it out his ass?
Fuck off, midget.
Oh, there you go.
Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Huh. Okay then.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
Okay, what are their demands?
Leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes, every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
I like it.
You might also like their other slogan, demand democracy.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Personally, I don't think it has the same pizazzo as every worker, a member of the board.
Okay, but what exactly do they mean by it? What's the demand?
It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about what, about anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
That's pretty funny.
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution.
And what are you gonna do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assumed that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Yeah.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
So did you put the scabs at the gate?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the union refuses to?
Yeah, the scabs.
Don't let her answer it herself.
No, I mean scabs.
If these workers were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not yet, at least.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
And what do you think of Evrod, of Mr. Clare?
Claire is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not.
Oh.
Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Yeah, that sounds like
He
him.
is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
There's two of them?
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over.
Oh.
It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
And what about the union itself outside of them?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act. But they did it. I can respect that. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
Uh-huh.
Mom, the Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, we are forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
Man. This is a toughie. I do have an opinion, doesn't really fully cover, which is that I think obviously they got them, you know, medical leave and overtime pay, and they have the opportunity to get them even more good shit. I just also think the Clares are obviously garbage. You know, corrupt bastards. Like, even the other workers are like, yeah, they're corrupt as shit. I guess they have to be. I'm gonna say basically a socialist mob.
Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers.
One more thing, you said something about happening in the elections.
You ask. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union. She disappeared.
Huh.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work.
Huh.
Ever. End of story.
This forewoman, her name?
What is her name?
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just forewoman in private correspondence. Holly. I don't even know if it's a sir or given name, and I don't have access to the union's files.
Some kind of extortion.
Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around Claire's. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you
Right.
for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Alright, let's change the
Of
topic.
course.
Oh my god, there's so
How
much.
else can I help?
What can you tell me about this lynching?
Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Close am I to leveling up? Quite a far ways off.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41, Detective Dubois. I'm afraid Harry doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
Harry Dubois.
And what happened to yours, Detective?
Remember when your partner told you I had recently suffered an unusual medical episode? My last badge is related to it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
I could have eaten it for all I know. I was hungry.
Dear. I suppose this does explain some of the more curious turns in our conversation.
She must have been suspecting something for a while now.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
Okay, let's find it somehow. I'll find it somehow. Let's talk about something else until I do.
The situation is extremely, of course,
Hold on. I know what I need to do. I'm gonna put on a cool suit. Yeah. Yeah. Or coat.
Back. Good. What can I help you with? I'm afraid I can't.
72%.
We've taken care of.
She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuate.
Surely there's some other way to demonstrate our law enforcement credentials.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Such
Reports
as?
from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones.
I see.
You can recover your badge, though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Yeah, I did eat it, so.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Of course. What's up?
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
How did you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchmen.
Okay. Oh, so we're. I thought it was going so well.
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
Oh.
Maybe this is all her plan. She might have heard about you.
What do you propose? That we don't investigate the drug trafficking?
If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her.
Ah.
It's down and demand for her information on the lynching.
By the way, she might have known about.
I wouldn't go that far.
Oof.
Her reaction did come off as sincere to me. I think she's just quick to adapt. She's a professional.
Yeah, we could also find my badge.
Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters.
The
fair.
situation might have changed drastically by the time you locate it. Time is of the essence.
You could
kind of.
request a new one from the station, but that would literally take months.
Alright, let's get back to her. Hello.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Oh boy, I want to get through this conversation. Most of this video is going to be this conversation, huh? Do you know something about these
The
tattoos?
man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
So you know something about the
Better
tattoos.
not tie the fourth day to the Bat's day on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
Alright, I need... can you tell me what is reality?
Reality?
Yeah.
Yes, reality is your side case, an experimental side case.
No time to explain, just give me the lowdown.
Please, a little context. We're not in such a hurry.
We have time for you to tell me why you need a reality lowdown.
I am conducting a personal investigation into the world I find myself in.
Truly curious. A sort of philosopher detective.
My theory is that this inquiry into the nature of reality will ultimately converge with our murder investigation. They really one and the same.
A deep synthesis. I'll assist you however I can then. Go ahead. Ask.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
Where are we?
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby.
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I'm a disco holdover myself.
Aren't we all?
She refers to your corresponding ages.
What is Martinez?
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour. North of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Tell me about
I'm not a
Martinez.
good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. As I told you, Martinez used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its part. Now the reeds are the real star of the show here. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets.
Mention a sea. What sea is
It's not
this?
really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
We near the ocean?
Yes. We're on an island in an ocean. The world's largest body of water. The Insulindic.
Known to the early Revacholians as Les Immensités Bleues, the blue immensities, vast, lukewarm and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
What's the name of this island that I already know the name of but forgot?
As you already know.
Thank you.
Imagine a pebble. A smoothed over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the river Esperance. We're in the delta of this river on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her and to humanity at large.
Okay, that's Martinez. What's Revachol?
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city.
Kind of city.
A great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriotism, a fact.
What makes Revachol great again?
History detective. They built this city to
On rock and
resolve
roll.
history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
Who built this city on rock and roll?
Accident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile-Marat, depending on your creed.
When was Revachol built?
In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago.
Will you Ervigs? And why will it resolve
They
history?
say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men.
Why
We're
here?
standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island, able to sustain up to 200 million people. In the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
My cat is digging through the trash. He's having a great time, I'm sure. So we're in an unimportant part of an important
I
place.
think it's fair to say so. Martinez is about
A sparkle of lights on the horizon, like morning stars above the curvature of the planet.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom, coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
Where are we?
Where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately.
This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Okay, while we're talking, I can start conceptualizing this, right? Ooh, I need to unlock a new slots. How do I unlock? Huh? I don't know. Huh. Odd.
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Monsieur will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
Alright, I'll
It's better
continue
not
later.
to eat all your candy at once.
Indeed. I'm always at your service. Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know.
Alright, I've talked to Claire, by the way.
You have.
Oh my god, all these text options. I've been recording for an hour. Rainbow Socialist. I don't know about that. Business in... Beautiful man, beautiful and just. Hero of the workers. I can do business with him, kind of.
Of course. He must have his practical uses. How else could he have kept his position all these years? Or wait, actually, he could have kept it with corruption. Fantastic, worm-like corruption that reaches into the bowels of the earth.
The RCM does not pick sides in this, madame. I hope it doesn't come off any other way.
Yeah.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt worm myself. However, if you felt like discussing something, how can
Perchance.
I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things. Tell her she'll like you for it.
He asked me to open a door, which was weird.
I take it this was for someone in the RCM. Don't answer that.
No, like a real door to someone's house.
Oh my. A real door.
The lieutenant does not say anything, but you hear the nylon of his jacket rustle as he looks at you.
Had to be done. I got information. It's useful to the case.
That's good to hear, Detective. Police work is rarely pretty, but it sounds like you did what you had to do.
Her bartering mind cannot fathom that you didn't ask anything in return.
Frankly, what was done was not pretty at all, but neither was it illegal, and it was not for nothing. I advise you to be very selective with what information you choose to share. This may have consequences beyond our line of sight.
Everett says the Wild Pine sent mercenaries after the Union, and now one's dead.
did not send mercenaries after the Union. I told you in great detail about the mistakes my side made. And of course, I accept them completely. I just hope you don't share Everart's view on things. After all, as he said, one's dead now. The Pine certainly hasn't killed any of theirs.
Let's keep it that way. She means to add, but then doesn't.
But you kind of did just admit that that was one of yours. You didn't seem all that worried about the conflict.
I wouldn't have taken Everart for a saber rattler. Was he surrounded by Union men he wanted to impress?
No, it was more like he wanted things to get worse. In secret, of course.
You're right, he was probably just showing off to me.
Everart is a showman at heart.
There's always that risk, man. But if I may offer my opinion, he means it.
Alright, Kim's right, I think
I'll think it
yeah.
over, Detective. Thank you for relaying this information to me.
Flip-flop very quickly there.
Have I underestimated the Union's ferocity? She has to ask herself by now.
That's all I gotta say. Not gonna tell her
What
anymore.
you said is quite enough. You've given me a lot to consider, and may have helped me prevent this conflict from escalating.
I don't feel like I want to... Do I want to talk about the envelope? No, I'd rather talk about something else for now, if you don't mind.
Of course, Detective. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
Alright, the drug trafficking.
It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Right.
Ingredients for what, man?
Meth and dextroamphetamine,
Oh, shoot.
GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
Let me get it straight. The materials come from Samara to Revachol through the terminal.
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, man. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut.
And you want us to investigate.
Yes, but you won't get anything out of Everart and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
The handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
Lorries.
Precisely. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they're vulnerable.
How convenient that they're stranded like beached whales at that roundabout.
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
Her irises are light green, like the river Esperance in bright daylight, upstream where it's clearer.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Uncovering Union secrets could also give you an upper hand when dealing with them.
Why didn't you come to the RCM earlier?
On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement.
Right, yeah, there is.
This area falls under.
Yeah.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
Well, here's your chance, officers.
It's no coincidence the lawyers are stranded there like that, is it?
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However, this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue. Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
What proof do you have that the Union is involved?
How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the fourth month.
Right.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men.
Yeah.
The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
So you think the strike is being funded with source ingredients for drugs?
Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
We already have some suspicions that one of the drivers was present at the lynching? Do we?
The two might even be connected.
Or not. Though, if you have evidence to...
What is the evidence?
I'm eager to
Is it the boots? I thought we saw like we only have one missing set of boots, and I don't know if that's the driver.
As eager as I am to share it, Lieutenant, once the job is done.
Alright, let's get going. We'll take this case, probe the driver, see what it yields.
According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
Alright.
Wow, you work hard.
I do? Well, I've been yapping for an hour.
Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide.
So no, yeah.
Like a horse, a workhorse, for hard work.
What hard work do I do?
Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged.
True.
That is a sign of a hustler who never gives up.
Yeah, that's me.
The world is harsh and people are evil.
They sure are.
You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride.
I fucking ride till I died, bitch!
That's just what it's like. Life and death. But you got gills on your side, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco Negros and the Solas. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules.
I need to hustle for like 9 more real so I don't sleep on a bench outside first, but yeah. I'm just pawning stuff up to that suspicious Roy guy.
Yeah, you're in the sales business. Shake 'em for shit and then pawn it off. Law officer style.
I guess I made some gills.
Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth?
I lost my gun.
24/7, ride or die. Now, ask yourself, are you rich?
No, I'm actually not.
That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that?
The system is broken, man.
The system is broken. The establishment is keeping me down. That's not the fuck your attitude.
I got an achievement for advocating for communism 9 times. When did I do that before? Oh, maybe... Oh, I feel like half of that has been in this conversation with the rep, but alright. Why am I so poor?
Because of the taxes.
Oh, shit.
G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze. Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the Gossamer state? That is revolution.
There were no taxes.
You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax. This tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus, there's the stuff people in other countries pay for that makes them ask for more money from you here. The Gossamer State's a myth. In total, the coalition government is taking 98% of all your money.
No fucking way! This is that seems like a pretty big number.
Not sure about. They're milking your nipples till they bleed. Can't you see? Aren't you sick and tired of having bloody nipples?
Bleeding nipples are kind of a pain, but how will deregulation help with that? Come on.
It's all about the tax issue, hustler. No other problem in the world is as pressing as top marginal tax rates. And don't you fucking forget it.
Thank you, Sawafair. That's good for today's video. I can't even explain why that interaction ended up being so funny to me, but yeah, I'll see you next time when we look for drugs. But not to use them for once. Man, I got swag. Right, Kim? Yeah.